Hi everybody, welcome to today's After Hours. Today I want to talk about something that I'm not very good at. Actually, it's even something that I'm pretty crap at, and that's boundaries. I want to talk about this because this is something that has been really happening to me, that I've really been feeling in the past week, and I just wanted to share my experience about that and talk about why I think boundaries are so important. So, first, I think one of the reasons why I'm so crap at setting boundaries and respecting them, because I do set boundaries for certain things, like times that I will check my emails, or times that I will reply, that sort of stuff. Like, for example, weekends are like a no email zone for me. But then there are some boundaries that I don't seem to be able to respect. Like, I'm completely guilty of this myself. And I think that's because I want to please people, I want to be accommodating, I want, to be nice, and also I worry about what people might say or might think of me if I say no. And although I would be completely, everybody's entitled to say no, but I don't always feel comfortable, and that leads to tricky situations like too many messages, too many emails, too many commitments, too many calls, and trying to honor all of them, and just getting really tired. So today, for example, I end up feeling very overwhelmed this morning, not being very present, being borderline irritable when it came to my boyfriend. Just like I wasn't really a nice person this morning, and what happened is, like, it was 10:30 at one point, and then I looked up at the time again, and it was like 12:30, so noon, or a little bit after noon. I was still in my PJs, I was smelling of sweat, I was hungry, I could start feeling tension building up in my upper back, and I was on the verge of tears because it was just too much. So that's when I knew that I had to hit reset. So from that point, I made myself some food. Then after that, I went to have a shower, but then in the shower, my brain started to loop a little bit, to reel, because before I actually made food, I cancelled a call that I was supposed to have in the afternoon, early this afternoon, and that was a call that I neither really wanted to be on nor needed to be on. So I decided to do that, to scale back and to cancel that call. And yeah, when I was in the shower, I was starting to feel guilty, thinking things like, you're lazy, like I'm lazy, I am not supportive of the people on that call. Lots and lots of thoughts, and I nearly caved in and decided to join the call anyways. So what I did is, once I finished my shower, got dressed, I decided to go out just to get a little bit of fresh air, and to for a change of scenery, perspective, and also to stop myself from starting that call that I had cancelled, because I was trying to take care of myself. And why am I saying this? I'm sharing this experience because there's only one of me, just like there's only one of you, and we are responsible for our own energy levels, as well as what happens in our lives or what doesn't happen. And since we are responsible, that's why we have boundaries, to make sure that we don't burn out, to make sure that we respect ourselves, and we are and that others do as well with our time, because something that everybody is time poor in a way, or feels like they are too busy these days, and yet we don't respect each other's time, and we keep bombarding each other with messages and calls, and adding to things that sometimes I feel are not necessary. It's all very well that we have all those means of messaging each other, like, quite instantly, of getting in touch quite instantly. But at the same time, if we just hit pause and just thought for a moment before we contact that person, just to see if we can find our own answer to or solution to the question that we have, or if maybe by doing an online, like a search online, we can find some answers. I feel if we all had that discipline, and I'm guilty of that too, if we all had that discipline, maybe it would help with all, like we would maybe all feel a bit better. Another example of that is that about a couple of months ago, and that was still like this morning as well, I've been starting to really dread Mondays. And I mean, I'm my own boss. I set my schedule. I decide what I put into my life and what I do on a daily basis. And I started to dread Mondays because for the past 2 months, it's always felt like there was too much to do. It feels like on Mondays I get lots and lots of emails, like more than usual, even newsletters that I've chosen to subscribe to because I do want to get the news, but a lot of them seem to arrive on Mondays. And when after, like I mentioned, like during the weekends I don't check my email, so when after the weekend you've got that break and then you open your inbox and all of a sudden you're bombarded with all of those things that you have to suddenly like read or reply to, because it's not just newsletters I usually put aside and read later on, although seeing that the email is unread does create a little bit of anxiety in me, makes me a bit anxious. But yeah, I seem to have a lot of emails on Mondays for some reason, and so I've started dreading Mondays. And every Monday for the past 2 months, it has felt like I've been slapped in the face over and over and over again. So today, I was like, when I was on my walk, I was like, enough, enough. What can I change so that I never have to feel that way again on Mondays? And what can I do to make Mondays and every day of the week more enjoyable? So I'm afraid that this is a work in progress. I'm still working on it, so there's no big reveal or like magic solution that will fix it all. But I've thought of a few ways, a few things that I can do already to try to ease things. So for example, I thought that I could maybe limit the number of calls and commitments that I'm willing to take and to accept during the week. Because last week, for example, I had something like 7 calls throughout the whole week. So I know that some people have way busier lives. I'm not trying to compare to be like who has the busiest life, but that was too much for me. And that's why everybody has got their own limits and their own their own levels of energies and energy and sort of like, so you have to figure it for yourself. But for me, that was way too much. I accepted 2 calls at the weekends, which I don't normally do, and that made me feel a little bit like I didn't have a real weekend where I could completely switch off, even though the calls were enjoyable in the end, because that was with like groups of peer mentoring and things like that, so with people that I really enjoy spending time with. But because my brain was still in work mode, I started on Monday already feeling a bit tired, and when I saw my schedule and the kind of day I was going to have, plus all the emails, I was, let's say that that's one of the reasons why it felt overwhelmed. So limiting the number of calls and commitments that I'm willing to accept. And another thing that I thought I could do, maybe try to spend less time with my inbox open, because I mentioned that seeing unread emails makes me feel anxious. It creates anxiety for me. So, and it makes me reactive as well. So it means that if I see that I've got a new email, I'm going to go check my inbox instead of carrying on doing the work that I'm supposed to be doing. So that's another thing that I can try to make an effort to do. And another thing is, like, for a while at least, because I felt like I was running on fumes a little bit, like my tank was empty or very close to empty. So I think for a while I will try to restrict myself as well with social media, especially when it comes to, because I'm currently doing a challenge that I'm posting every day for except the weekends, which now I'm thinking maybe I should just, stop, because is it really worth it for me? But I think I'm going to carry on, but I'm going to try to be more mindful about the times I check social media and replying to comments and commenting on other people's content as well. And then since I've slipped up, I think for a while I will I can try to keep an eye on my schedule and on myself as well, like keeping myself accountable, keeping myself in check, making sure that I don't slip up, because it's very easy to slip up. And that I'm doing as well the work that matters to me. And when I talk about the work that matters, is that the work that helps my business move forward, instead of doing shallow work, or it's also called busy work, which is like all those little tasks that make us very, very busy, like busy, but they don't actually produce much of a result, or they don't move us forward. So sometimes we have to do some of those tasks, but in my case, and right now, I feel like I need to really focus on work that is meaningful. So I think that's about it. I mean, do you have any do you have any, like, do you struggle as well to set boundaries, or to respect your own boundaries, or have you set any boundaries in your personal life or your business lately? I would love to know. So if you want to let me know, either in the next minute or so, or in the comments, I'd love to hear from you as well. Let's see. Yeah, no, I think we'll keep it for the comments then. Well, thank you very much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. If you have enjoyed this video, please do like it, follow me if you want to see more of those. Do subscribe to my newsletter. I do share blog posts a little bit like that, like to my newsletter subscribers first, and you will be in the loop for like any new blog post, event, sale or discount that I'm having in my shop. So yeah, do sign up to my newsletter. The link is in my bio. And I wish you a lovely day or evening, depending on where you are in the world. I will see you next Monday, 6 p.m. British time. And in the meantime, take care. And remember to set boundaries and do your best to respect them. See you. Bye-bye.